Hey everybody, and welcome to Old Roommates. Today on the show, we revisit 1987's Some Kind of Wonderful. So, sneak into the girls' locker room and get yelled at by the coach. Take a seat and get ready. I have no reference.
You're drunk.
We'll be right back.
Wow. Okay. Well, welcome back to Old Roommates. If you're still with us, the only podcast that revisits pop culture through a middle-aged lens. I am Christina.
I am Brian, and the reference holds up because it was a huge moment in the movie with Hardy Jens.
Yes,
yes.
It was.
So
there
it's
were
fine.
several.
It's not crazy.
There were several
girls' locker room scenes. There was a lot of time in girls' locker rooms.
They took
the girls' locker room, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do as stars usually do before our shallow dive. We will talk about Then. So 1987, Christina Then.
Yeah, 1987. So I really liked this movie back in 1987. I think, I was in high school, so I think I could relate a lot to the characters. But, I have to say, I liked the movie. I liked it a lot. I wasn't really obsessed with it. I didn't love every aspect of the movie. I definitely had some criticisms. Back then, I remember feeling like the father was completely outrageous and so mean, and I didn't quite understand the obsession with Amanda Jones back then. Mm-hmm. But I did like the movie. And I've seen it since then. So I liked the movie. What were your thoughts about the movie?
Yes,
back
I
then?
was 87, 15, so I was 15. And so, again, I think I probably rented it, VHS. And I remember really liking it. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, I feel like I can't really say I related to anyone in the movie back then, like watching it through any of the characters' eyes. But I remember liking the vibe. I remember really liking Maddie Corman, the daughter, the sister of Keith.
Oh, yes.
I found her very funny. I liked the drama of it all.
Sure.
And so things like that I related to him not having money, and that kind of thing. But that was kind of it. But I liked it. I did like it. Yeah.
I feel like we felt the same way.
Yeah.
It was kind of interesting because, I related to it in the sense that I was in high school, but it's funny because the way that the characters are set up, they're very pigeonholed in their class. Mm-hmm. And it's not super realistic, I don't think. When we jump forward... Oh, I will say that I worked at a video store in the late 80s, and... into 1990, I think was my last year there. And I often put this movie on because it was so agreeable. Mm-hmm. There's nothing sort of objective, not even really too many swears. There's like 2 swears in it.
Right. And so you always have to be careful at the video store, like what movies you were showing.
Right.
But
I worked at the video store and I was in high school too,
Oh, nice.
Did you know that?
I worked at, what was the name of it?
I worked in the Stop and Shop video.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I definitely
the
didn't know
video
that.
department of Stop and Shop.
I worked at one called Circle Video.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
But, yeah, so do you want to jump forward into...
The here and the now?
The here and the now.
Sure.
Oh, my God, excuse me.
You can start.
Burping. Okay. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you said you had a lot to say.
I do. So look at this. So... As you know, everyone, I take notes, and I usually, somewhere around like 3 pages of notes, I would say 2.5, 3 pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wow.
4.5 pages. I feel like I have a lot to say. A lot of things grabbed me, mm-hmm. and I really liked it. I liked this movie.
Yeah.
So, right off the bat, should we start with good or bad? I never know how to do this.
Let's start with
one good thing or one bad thing. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do one good thing.
Good.
Oh,
okay. Very good. Good thing. I liked Oh God damn it! So this is super random. There's a lot of Golden Girls casting in this.
Oh.
The coach, Mrs. Albright, is Lee Garlington, who is Rose's daughter on the final with Rose's heart attack. She's great.
She is great. She's been in a lot of things.
She has, yeah. And the guys that were rolling the dice. Were in the Miami Hurricane episode of the Golden Girls. And I think there were some teachers that were in the Golden... So I don't know, but it was just around that time because Golden Girls was 85 to 92. This is 87, so it's right sort of there. I thought it was... So I kept noticing these casting choices. The mother...
Yes.
Angelica Devereaux.
Yeah.
Days of Our Lives.
I know. That must have been right when she was on Days of Our Lives, too, I bet.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and Shane is Miles' daughter. Shane is Amanda Jones's best friend.
Oh, yeah.
Shane.
Oh, that
bitch.
Shane.
Horrible. So let me start with something good. So other than Hardy Jens, I actually thought all of these characters were level-headed. Mm-hmm. There was an awareness, and this might lead into a bad thing. There was a sense of self-awareness and just awareness in general that seemed a little advanced from their ages.
I agree.
And I think that was when to me, those are the only moments where the movie took the wrong steps. Mm-hmm. I think a little of that goes a long way. There's a lot of, but I think as a positive overall, I liked that these characters were genuinely nice people. So it wasn't super clear cut where it's like, oh, I'm rooting for her. Oh no, he should be with her. It's like, you know what? I can see it. I can see both, and I like that there was this added level of like not everyone has to be so black and white. People are layered
aspect of it.
Layered creatures. Yeah,
I completely agree. I loved that there was just so much more depth to the characters. It wasn't just like this is a rich girl and this is a poor boy, but it was just so. It's like you said, like so multi-layered, and it was like there's a little bit of everybody, even like the Duncan character, who's one of my favorite characters. Yeah. He's the the bad guy. You think his first scene, you're like, oh, he's such a jerk, but then you find out like ends up being one of my favorite characters. And he's like one of the good guys. So I loved how they did that, except for of course, Keith Jennings,
Hardy Jens,
Hardy,
Craig Sheffer, who I'm sorry to say, I was kind of really thought he was cute when I was younger, and I don't know, I didn't find him that cute anymore.
No, I did not find him attractive at all.
Oh, that's harsh.
Yeah, no, it's just, I mean, I guess I could see, all right, I'll say this, I can see how people would find him attractive. Mm-hmm. Just not attractive at all to me. Yeah. But what was funny about him is, didn't you feel like he had sort of like a Patrick Swayze kind of feel to him? Patrick
Swayze crossed with Christian Slater a little bit. There are a couple times he has a lot of eyebrow game going on, and I was like, the eyebrows are very Christian Slater.
He looked like 30.
100%.
Yeah.
That was another one where I was like,
it's like not super realistic.
No, and also because he's like, there's something that was lost, I think, a little bit in terms of like the structure of a high school, because he definitely has money and he's attractive, but he doesn't. I don't think he's in sports. Like I don't think he is.
I don't know what he did.
But yeah, that's the thing. So it's like I would feel like if he is this like pretty boy who wears blazers to school and he's the rich boy, he's probably gonna get a little like teased at times. I don't know, but like
if you have enough money, I guess.
Maybe you don't get teased. I don't know. I don't know if that happens. I wouldn't know either. One thing that kind of made me laugh at this movie, I swear to God, it's like everyone is watching everyone at all times. Did you notice that? Mm-hmm. I didn't notice it then. I noticed it so pointedly now. Like the high school parking lot might as well be the stage.
Yes.
Everyone can see everyone at all times, no matter where they are, and can hear conversations. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Like I'm like, how do they know that's what that person said? They were sitting like a parking lot away.
It was a little convenient.
Like it was a little strange at times. Yeah.
Sure.
But I did find that funny and dramatic. I will say that one thing that I'm gonna have to. I'll go big on this.
Okay.
This is a big statement.
Go big or go home.
Mary Stuart Masterson.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think is very good in this movie. Yeah,
Wow.
I know. And little funny fact, when I lived in Brooklyn, one of the apartments I had over the years, I would bring my clothes to the laundromat, and I would truly pass by her, Mary Sue
no
Masterson. And sometimes on the way back, I would pass by Lily Taylor, and I'm like, what an explosion of
Wow.
80s. Yeah. It was, yeah. And
That's very exciting.
But she looks exactly the same. Not as her
Did
character.
you tell her that you
I
thought
didn't,
she was a
because-
shitty
No, because this is a
actress?
now... this is a now realization. I found her performance to be really hammy. Like, if you didn't know, like, when someone says an actor is a ham, it's kind of an old expression, but
Yeah.
she is over the top. There's a lot of posturing here. Like, she says things like, and this is maybe a fault of the script, but wow, can she not sell it? Like, she says things like, it's perfect that we're friends, or like, I think it's cool that you paint. You paint.
Yeah.
You paint. I drum. It's cool. It's great. I'd bet my hands on it. Like,
That is
it's a
one of
lot
my least favorite lines. I'd bet my hands on it. Like, it's just, no, we don't do that.
It's extreme.
Just please stop. I really liked her in this.
Okay.
I thought that she did well, but I do agree that the script, many times, her lines were really kind of dumb for the character that she was supposed to be portraying.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
I think a lot of it was like, especially at the beginning of it, I'm like, okay, we get it, you're friends.
Yeah.
Okay, good job letting us know that, like, line by line.
Yeah.
But I liked that I liked some of her lines. A couple of them were like, so I think that I'm trying to think how to put this into words.
I have another line.
Tell me some more lines, because I have a couple lines too. Like,
I
there
don't
was one
like when she says, so like they're best friends. They've been, you can
Yeah.
sense they've been friends for a long time,
Yes.
it seems. And she seriously says, and this is such bullshit, and I just get so annoyed when characters or people in real life take that tone where it's like, there's a lot of things you don't know about me. It's like, oh God, save it, girl.
Oh, when
Like,
that was a setup to the kiss, right? Wasn't it? Was it the setup to the kiss?
So according to my notes, I don't think so. It looks like it was right after.
Because she was like, because she's like, how do you know? I think that might be a different scene, but she's like, you put your hands on my hips, and he's like, well, how do you know? And she's like, I read a lot of books, like a kind of thing.
It was
I feel like it might have been a different
earlier.
scene than
It was
that.
earlier than that. It's right before she says, which seems a little off-brand. She says, the cheerleader says in the locker room, are those boys' underpants? And I have to be honest, the scene right before that where she's like feeling herself
Yes.
is so sweet and sad and like,
It's very sweet and
It's
sad.
surprising for a movie like that.
But I was looking at it, and I
Okay.
remembered it from before anyway, and it is a very sweet scene.
Yeah.
And I like how she's so vulnerable,
Yes.
and naked-ish.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of stupid that, like,
She would do it in a public.
well, for one thing,
Yeah.
yes, it made me so uncomfortable that she's doing this in
Yeah.
a public setting. But with Leah Thompson, like, standing with her leg
Arched back. And,
arched
yeah.
back. She's naked practically. She has her leg up on the bench,
Yeah.
and she's just like,
Yeah, it's a bit
like,
much,
I'm
yeah.
like, that's just Mary Stuart Masterson's Watts portrayal of her or
Okay,
something, or
yeah.
maybe just how she sees her, but it didn't appear to be that way.
Yeah.
But what was funny about that, I'm looking at it now, and I'm like, I wonder if I had seen this when, now, like, say it was
Yeah.
released now,
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I would almost feel like maybe she's a lesbian.
Those are some of the comments. Those are the jokes that two of the kids make
Right.
towards her. Like
Right.
Duncan is one of them, and the redhead kid is the other one.
Yep, it
Yeah.
starts with Duncan
Yeah.
saying that. And then, so I'm just trying to think of myself, like, as watching this, and it would almost be like, oh yeah, this is going to be a nice little coming out movie.
Yeah.
But obviously that's not what happened. So, but it was just interesting. It made me so, like, uncomfortable. I'm like, oh my God, what is she doing? Like,
Yeah.
of course people are going to notice this.
I liked that it was like a tender scene like that because I feel like I for that time, it seemed a little
Yeah.
ahead of its time. It is interesting, like the idea of like body comparison and being comfortable with your body and all that kind of stuff. And she
Yeah.
was wearing boys' underpants and like she's not dressing shapely,
Right.
And for who knows the reason, it's never really quite deeply discussed. I mean, she doesn't seem to have a mom, I guess. But it's like but then the cheerleader says, "Oh, I've never seen a girl wearing boys' underpants before,"
Right.
and then her response is, "Oh, really? Have you ever seen a drumstick shoved up a cheerleader's nose before?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, really? Nose? At least say ass. But then I'm like, could
Right.
you say ass in school? But then Hardy Jens calls the woman a bitch in the locker room.
Yeah,
It's
that was
all-
a
it's
little
all
bit-
weird. So it's like, I don't know. I just feel like if she's going to be a tough girl, like saying,
But I think
I'm
she
gonna
was-
shove it up your nose.
But I think like the tough girl was an act for her. Like I don't think that she was really a tough girl. I don't think
Okay.
she was going around beating people up.
Yeah.
I think that it was her kind of cover.
Yeah.
You know, she
Her
had the
protective
leather
shell.
jacket
Yeah.
and she, you know, definitely, because clearly she referenced it a couple of times that she has a not happy home life.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know if she had a mother. I think they referred to her father a couple times
Yeah.
and that he was very absent.
Yeah.
Because, you know, she said something like, I'd rather have my father riding me all the time than no father not riding me about
True.
anything. You know, something
Yeah.
like on that idea. I don't think they ever mentioned a sibling for her.
Brother.
A brother, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But clearly it's not a happy
Yes.
life that she has. So I feel like her whole stance is sort of like I'm tough. But I don't think that she really was tough. Like, she was pretty witty. She had a couple of good one-liners. I know you don't really love, like, some of the things that she said, but some of the things were cute. Like, you know, like when they were in the club, which, of course, like, who in high school goes to this, like, underground club? That's a big problem I had.
And who could hear themselves talking?
I know.
Like, they had this, like, totally calm conversation. Well, not calm. She was crying. But,
Right.
like, they weren't yelling. And I'm like, there's music blasting right above you. And you're just like, hey, Watts.
Right. But it was like, I liked how she kind of kept, like, kind of riding on him like he's being stupid by doing this. Like, get your head out of the clouds. Because
Yeah.
he was like, oh, well, you know, I mentioned to Amanda that she might meet me here. Or something like that.
Yeah.
And she said that.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
you know, he's like, well, not in so many words. And
Yeah.
she goes, is in any words? You know, and I liked that, like, banter,
That's-
like,
yeah.
are you like, seriously?
I
bud?
liked that. I did.
Yeah.
But then I didn't like when she's like, do you miss me, Keith?
Yeah, that
'Cause
was
it
out of
like-
character.
Talk about, like, I felt like I do. I felt like there was, like, the time trajectory, I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure out how much time was going by.
Well, and I thought it was weird, like, with her character, again, I liked her character, I thought her performance was okay, but, like, I just felt like, script-wise, I felt it was a little off. Like, all of a sudden, she's jealous. And, like, I thought it was weird that Keith didn't notice, because she made it pretty freaking obvious that she was jealous.
Yeah.
And I thought it was weird that he did not notice that she was so jealous at all. He's like, huh? Like, why are you mad? And then I think that club scene kind of, like, brought it to a head. It was like,
Yeah.
do you miss me? You know,
Yeah,
like that
yeah.
kind of thing. And it's like, honey, it's been a day. But, but yeah, like all of those like complex like emotions. And I think that in high school you do have that sort of thing, but I don't think you're as verbal about it. I don't think if I was upset about somebody like not paying attention to me, I don't think I would come out and be like, I'm mad that you're...
Well, that's the whole
Yeah.
teen angst. So you don't talk about your emotions.
Exactly.
And I think that's why I felt that, like, these, as I said earlier, like the moments of self-awareness,
Yeah.
like where they have just too much self-awareness for a 16-year-old or 18-year-old or 17-year-old kid.
Right. And then they ended up just making up. Like, was there a big scene where they made up? Because the next thing you know, she's driving for him.
He says to her, at
it
one
was
of the
a
stops,
setup.
at one of the stops, he says, he's like, you volunteered to do this. You know, and like, you don't have to go through with this if you don't want to.
But I mean, before the date, because they had this like thing in the club,
Yeah.
where she's like, I'm just gonna, you know, whatever. I think we need some time apart.
Yeah.
And she left. I think there was a scene. I think there was a scene when he realized
Yeah, he
that
walks.
he was getting set up, and then he talked to her.
Yeah, he shows
about
up
it, right?
where she's playing drums, and he walks right into the.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's what it was. Okay.
And he's like, it's a joke. She's like, a joke isn't a joke on you. And he's like, yeah. And Yeah, and then there's like little couple moments during the date where like he talks to Watson and they're like reestablishing what they discussed.
Yeah,
earlier,
like you
which was
volunteered.
kind of,
I was going to drive myself.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to do this.
Something funny, and it's very personal to me. My pleasure. Did you notice my pleasure? It was said like 3 times.
Oh yeah,
Craig
yes.
Sheffer says it. Hardy says it, and Candace Cameron says it.
Yes,
the little daughter, and it's like my pleasure. And I'm like, so a little bit about me when I worked retail, and if I ever said my pleasure, it meant go fuck yourself.
Yeah. So we all sort of adopted that.
Yeah, so that
Brian,
became a little...
myself,
became
few
a
of
little
our
thing.
friends.
Yeah, so my
So
pleasure.
if we ever say my pleasure to you...
If we ever meet and I say my
I
pleasure...
apologize.
Yeah, same.
But I'm probably...
But sometimes I say it now by accident, and it's a different time in my life, but like, I'm like, oh my God, I used to say that with a
You
very...
know who picks up on it all the
different-
time is Matt. Like Matt will like be watching a show, like a regular show, and somebody like my pleasure. He'll be like, oh, they just my pleasured you, or whatever. I'm like, okay.
My pleasure.
It's funny. He picks up all the time.
Yeah, so I will say, let's see. Oh, yes. I liked the little moment. So I'll say some positive things. I liked the little moment with the Jeep when, like, his car wouldn't start, which is, like, heartbreaking.
That was so horrible.
upsetting,
And
upsetting.
it flashes to her, like, impatiently.
Yeah. And then she's a little like, oh, God. And then Shane drives by at just the right time.
Yeah.
And she jumps in the Jeep. And then she's like, Keith, come on. And then he's all excited. And I like that whole little exchange.
It was nice. It was uncomfortable. Like, I remember the first time watching it being like, oh my God, like Shane's going to be so mean.
Yeah.
But she was decent for
Yes.
her.
Yeah.
And it was cute, like that little interaction.
Well, remember, because Shane's like, Amanda, wasn't there something you want to tell Keith? And he, without missing a beat, he's like, do you want to break off the date?
Do you want to cancel the date? Or you want out?
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I don't want out.
Yeah.
So, and then she's like, do you want out? She's like, oh, I wouldn't have asked you.
Yeah, and I think Leah Thompson does a good job of like having the character like Keith. Like she thinks he's cute and quirky. Like, and I think she did a good job of like being like, listen, I'm not completely sold on this kid, but I like him enough to go on a date with him. I mean, who cares?
Right.
And I think there's a nice balance where, you know what though, like there talk about missing scenes or missing dialogue where, like, I just feel like they're sitting on the stage. This is during the date. This is Keith talking to Amanda. And he's like, you're using me, right? And what he didn't say was, you're bringing me to Hardy's house for him to beat me up.
Right.
Those words weren't said.
I think that's intentional. I think that's intentional in the writing.
Oh, okay.
Because that would have ended it right then and there. But I think that there was that miscommunication where she's like, no, I'm not using you. You're using me.
Yeah.
Because if he had said, you're using me so that, Hardy can beat me up, she would have said, no, that's not true. Mm-hmm. And that would have been the end of the conversation. There wouldn't have been much more to it where she wouldn't have been able to go back to him and say, you're using me. And had like more of like a fuller conversation.
Cringy line though. Next is what's hanging on that museum?
My soul.
No, it's my
face because I'm freaking beautiful, and everybody knows it. So I had a little bit of a problem with everybody being like, "Hey, you asked Amanda Jones out. Way to go, score!" Like, did you notice it like a couple of different times? I thought that was kind of cringy.
Yeah.
Just that whole like, what are you talking about?
Does it mean that just because she's pretty does it mean she puts out? What does that mean?
I don't know.
What bothered you about that?
It bothered me that it was like everybody knew about it for one thing, and that it was like, congratulations, dude, you got her.
Yeah.
Like, it was just so dumb.
Yeah.
Like, she's not a prize to be won.
Yeah. I did like Leah Thompson also when it's really perfect when Hardy is following her into the locker room and she goes, oh, this is cute.
Yeah.
That felt very not an 80s thing.
Yeah.
It feels much more contemporary now. And I think it even works better now.
It does.
This is like this like annoying, like, oh, this is cute. I laughed out loud on that.
So let me say a few things.
Yeah.
So just before we get to, maybe we might want to take a break in a few minutes, maybe.
Probably. I'm like,
because we have a lot more to say.
A lot more to say, yeah.
So some of my notes from the beginning, at least, is that I did love the friendship between Watson and Keith.
Okay.
I did think that was a good relationship that they had. In fact, I remembered I don't think I said it earlier. I remember being upset at the end when I watched it when I was, younger, that they got together. Because I felt like, why can't they just be friends? Like, they have a great friendship, and now they're going to get together, and it's going to mess it all up. And now they're not going to be friends anymore. And I remember being really kind of upset at the end that they got together. So anyway, I like that friendship that they had. It seemed like a pretty real kind of friendship, like that I bought that they would definitely like hang out and have. Like,
they have a real sort of friendship chemistry. Yeah.
I also liked the family. Like, I felt like the family scenes were pretty real.
Yeah.
Like with Keith's family, like even just like the obnoxious sister, and Candace Cameron was cute.
From the
it was a little over
smart,
the top. It could have been toned down a little bit. Yeah, but she was cute.
Yeah.
And what was funny, I thought was funny this time around, is I felt like the father was so reasonable this time.
Oh, completely.
Right?
I didn't talk about that before. The father didn't bother me
at all.
No, not at all.
I remember him as being just so awful.
Wait, I'm saying then. Even so, then for me when I was younger, I didn't have a close relationship with my dad. Like after we didn't get along. I should say we did. We just didn't get along. But I never felt he was unreasonable. I was like, no, college is important. And if you wipe out your bank account, your parents are going to ask whether it's your money or not. So I didn't find him unreasonable then. I thought he was a little intense this time around.
Really? That's
just
the
when he says, "Where's the fucking money, Keith?"
Yeah.
Like that was like, whoa.
Well, I think that was a pretty. I thought it was a pretty realistic response. And I think this is coming from, like, a parent's point of view.
How dare you?
Because he doesn't know what happened to the money.
True.
He just knows that, his teenage friend, his teenage son, right, who kind of has been avoiding him lately. Mostly because he doesn't want to talk about college, doesn't want to go to college. But what does the parent know? The parent doesn't know anything because he's not talking to him about it.
Right.
So he has this son who basically has been avoiding him lately, and he took out all of his money, and now he's not telling him what he did with it.
Oh, right, Christina.
I would be ripped. I would have lost it. I would have been like, what are you talking about? I would have immediately thought he was on drugs.
Yeah.
Or in some sort of serious trouble, in which what he said, and then that was the first thing he said.
Are you in trouble?
Are you in trouble? What is going on? Where's the money? Whatever. And then he's like, I'm not telling you. And then I probably would have said the same exact thing. Where's the money? You know? Like, just tell me where the hell it is, because that's was crazy.
Yeah. Well, it also started off strange because he flushes the toilets, the water turns cold, so he gets out of the shower.
Yeah,
that's kind of a passive aggressive way of talking to someone, I guess. To start.
Yeah, but I don't think you want to have a fight with your naked son in the shower.
No, certainly not. But then I felt like that is going apeshit. And remember, Maddie, the sister says, did he go apeshit? And he's like, no. He's like, he really didn't go apeshit? He's like, no. He's saving that for me. But I'm like, he kind of did go apeshit. He freaked out. But there's a great line that Eric Stoltz says that I would love to use in my real life at some point, because he says, he's like, oh, what do you know? You're only 18. He was like, then I'm 19, then I'm 20. When does my life belong to me? That's what you say to someone, be like, yeah, I'm 40, I'm 45, 49, then I'm 50. When does my life belong to me?
I know. I mean, that was
that was good. But it's one of those lines where you, as an actor, you're probably relishing the opportunity to say it, but as an audience member, you're like, this is a lot. This is a chunk of self-awareness for an 18-year-old.
Totally. Yeah. And then the other thing was, you gotta trust me. And he said, there's a limit. And he says, how do you put a limit on trust?
Yeah.
And then his father's basically like, okay, go
Okay,
ahead,
yeah, good
but
point.
do what you want. I don't need to know where the money is now. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, he does say, Dad, you ever go to kids' school that didn't quite fit in? Da, da, da. He's like, well, I'm that kid, and until I start feeling it too, I need to do this. I met a girl, and everyone wants her, and she's going out with me. So I have to show her that I'm as good as them. He's like, oh, that's what you're going to impress her with money? So he does.
It was a much better conversation that I didn't remember it being such a good conversation.
It checks off all the boxes.
Yeah.
They both get their dramatic shouts, and they establish this sense of thing. But okay, so really quick, we'll take a break soon. But going back to your, I have a lot to say about the ending. The only thing
we'll talk about the ending after.
All right, so we're not going to talk. All right,
do you want to talk about the ending after the break?
No, because I do have a lot to say.
Okay. Is there anything we want to talk about before?
Oh god! Okay, let me quickly go through.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, we have to talk about dramatic moments that aren't quite earned. How about the moment when Amanda goes up to her friends and they ignore her?
Oh my god!
Right? And they're talking about Aspen, right?
Yeah.
They're not even acknowledging her. They're giving her the silent treatment,
ignoring.
right? Even worse than the silent treatment.
Because she's going out with Keith.
Because they're going with Keith, which is apparently a mortal sin. But then it gets worse, because then she walks up from the parking lot. No, up from the playground, whatever the hell
wherever
it's called,
it was,
the land.
Yeah.
She goes up through the school, down the steps. She's walking down the steps. And by the way, you can see Hardy Jens a mile a fucking way.
Yeah.
And in his car. So then she's walking down the steps, and she suddenly realizes that he's standing right there.
This is so horrible. It was so horrible.
Because the music goes, bam! And she's like,
and then she stops. And she's like, even walking like backwards a little bit. Right? I can't believe she just. No. It's like a horror movie,
it's
right?
Like, girl, you go to school with all these people. You don't think you're gonna bump into someone,
please.
and he parks there all the time.
And then he blows her a kiss or something.
Oh yeah,
right?
and
he's
and he's like raises his eyebrows and his sunglasses on. He like dips. Does he dip his sunglasses?
So he does some sort of obnoxious.
Douchey.
Yeah,
and she's like, no, and she like runs like she's in a horror movie. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm like, what movie is this? I feel like it felt so disconnected from the rest of the movie.
Like they just spliced it in.
Like the style of it was just so weird.
Yeah, that was very weird.
Very weird. The director was going through something.
Yes, for sure.
But I think we'll take a break now.
Okay,
we've addressed a lot of the notes. I just want to see if there's anything left we need to address.
I mean, the only thing I'm going to say before we talk about the ending is that I thought that Keith asking Amanda out was very weird timing. And I couldn't... Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So it was... I understood, like, script-wise that it worked out.
Yeah.
But I'm like, we know that... So first of all, he's been stalking her, which... This is another thing, too, that I was kind of thinking about. Like, as Amanda Jones... I've caught him twice lurking in the background, stalking me, basically. Yeah. Right?
Staring at me in the library.
And then at the locker. And he does that weird, like, salute.
With the paintbrush.
I'm like, what the hell is going on right now? Like, he's a weird kid.
Yeah.
So I don't know why she would say yes to him in the first place, aside from the fact that she had just gotten in a fight with Hardy. So I will give that a pass. Mm-hmm. But I thought the timing was so weird for him to ask her out, because she has... But as far as he knew, she had a boyfriend.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
She gave no indication at all that she was even remotely interested in him. Mm-hmm. She kind of gave him a look one time and like walked off. Right? Mm-hmm. Like, it wasn't like she ever smiled at him, gave him any kind of indication. Like, I just don't know why he asked her out when he did.
So there is the thing with the locker, because he sees Hardy hit on Wilson Phillips, China Phillips, and he says all the same lines to her. So he knows a little bit more. She is like, Hardy, enough's enough, whatever, with this girl. And then he talks to Watts. And he basically sort of talks himself into it. He's like, oh my God, he's like, he treats her like dirt and da-da-da-da. But it kind of goes back into this idea of like the theater idea. Mm-hmm. Because he's standing across the street. She's talking to Hardy. Mm-hmm. And as she's talking to Hardy, he's like, hey, Amanda... It's so messed up. Unless, but that's the thing. I'm like, did he hear what they were saying, and that's why? But like, it was very weird.
It was very weird. That does not make sense. It seemed more random than planned.
Yeah,
to me,
it needed to be more known that they were having problems or broken up. And I don't know. There wasn't that moment where like, oh, she broke up with him.
Yeah, it was. Well, it was that very
Same
exact second.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So let's take a
Beer break.
We'll be back. Hey there, it's Brian and Christina. We just wanted to take this break to thank you for listening to Old Roommates, the only podcast that revisits pop culture through a middle-aged lens. Please subscribe to Old Roommates on iTunes, Spotify, and wherever you listen to podcasts. And give us a rating or review while you're there.
And if you have any questions, comments, or observations, shoot us an email at oldroommatespod@gmail.com. And follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Old Roommates. Thanks for listening, and now, back to the show. And we're back with our shallow dive of 1987's Some Kind of Wonderful.
Yep, we've had quite a conversation so far.
Lots to say.
Lots to say.
And so I think we just want to focus on the ending, because the final part of this movie is long. I mean, I kind of included the date, and it just rolls into that night. So it's like the date, Hardee's.
Yes, I agree. I think that's...
Yeah, and there's... So you started off talking about the ending because you were almost disappointed that they got together then.
Yes.
And now, how did you feel?
I was okay with it now. I mean, I was very glad then and now that he didn't end up with Amanda Jones. That was consistent. Because I felt like it didn't seem natural for them to be together. I could see them more as being friends. Then and now. It just seemed too rushed or something. Like they didn't know each other enough. And yeah, it didn't really click for me. But I liked that he and Watts were going to give it a go. I guess I'm more optimistic that if it didn't work out, they would still remain friends this time around as, a grown-up.
Yeah, I think for me, I think what sort of dragged it down a little bit was, I think the self-awareness, like the over self-awareness for 17-year-old or 18-year-old kids. Like, I know myself in high school, and I knew a lot of people in high school, and I think if anyone ever said, I'd rather be with someone for the wrong reasons than alone for the right ones. Right. That's what
Something like that.
And I'm like, what? To get therapy? Like, it's like, that is way too realized.
Yeah, and I certainly hope that it's pretty close to the end of the year for these people, because she's not going to survive. Like, those riches are going to just tear her to shreds. Yeah. So, I just hope that is a quick, painless ending of high school for her.
So other problematic things with the ending.
So, sorry, were you going to go?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I thought you were asking.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I was going to say something else.
Okay, no, go ahead.
No way in hell did Duncan hear Hardee say, you're going to have to beg.
No way.
No way. He walks in going, I don't think that will be necessary. It's like, you didn't hear him say that? There's a fucking party going on. Music's blaring. And Hardee, whispered it. He's like, you're going to have to beg.
And that was
so just fucking disturbing.
It was disgusting.
He's gross.
And there wasn't even. It was more than that. He said, he goes, oh, that's fine. I just want to make sure you get her used.
Yeah. So gross. How does he have that many friends?
What an ass.
So gross.
What an ass.
And also, to be a sort of a constant cheater. Everyone was at that party.
Right.
It's so. Do people not have a problem with his philandering ways? It was a bit strange.
I think it's the privilege.
I think there's also, going right into that, is the fight with Keith and Hardee, and there's way too much talking. Way too much talking. Hardee is way too patient with Keith, saying, why don't you fight me? It's like, take him outside. I don't want to get the house messy or whatever. I mean, it's so weird. It's like, didn't you think this through? Mm-hmm. It's like you're going to jump him. And then, what is this, the mafia? Hardee doesn't get his hands dirty?
Well, I think that was the point. He was really just sort of a wuss. And
Oh, no, I know that was the point. But think about his friends.
I don't think he was expecting Keith to push back. Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
But even as Hardee's friends, it's like, you're cool doing someone else's dirty work? I don't understand.
I don't know.
Is
He's like
a
that
thing?
powerful guy. I don't know. It was very, again, we did not have that type of character in our high school. Because honestly, like, think about it. If we had that type of person in our high school, they would have gone to a private school.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Like, you wouldn't
That's true.
really
If
see
you're
that
that
person.
wealthy,
But
yeah.
anyway, it's a movie. But yeah, I agree about the Duncan thing, but I did love that ending. I loved it then. I loved it now when Duncan comes in and just kind of like scares them all. And like, he's just so fun. He's a great character. I really like that character. I thought it was really stupid with one of his friends making eyes at what's her name? Shane.
Yeah.
And she like kind of gives him like a little eye back. I'm like, oh yeah, right. Like that's going to ever happen. That's so dumb. But moving back a little bit into that, the dates.
Oh yeah, sure.
As a woman, I found it a little bit weird that this quirky guy who's been stalking me is taking me out, and now he's going to drive me to this abandoned
art gallery,
museum where nobody else is. Okay, creepy enough. Not sure I would trust that. And then takes me into this gallery, and he has drawn a full-fledged picture of me hanging on the wall. I mean, I'm sorry. Doesn't that give you the creeps a little bit?
This could totally. I think about like people do those YouTube videos where like they reimagine like Mrs.
It's
Doubtfire.
an hour. It's a horror movie. Yeah,
they could do that with this. Absolutely.
100%.
He just staring at her. To your point, he stalked her. He made a painting of her. He gave her a hard time in front of her friends. Like this, like it's not too dissimilar than like Fear with Mark Wahlberg.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like
and the earrings, and then he's gonna hand me some earrings. Like that makes me very uncomfortable.
Yeah,
that would make me very. This is a first date.
Yeah, I agree with everything you just said.
Yeah, I think that it was a little bit over the top for that. In fact, I was trying to think. I'm like, I don't even know like if the earrings were really necessary. I know it was a, it was a gesture at the end,
right?
And all that, but I'm not even sure if it was super necessary for him to actually purchase the earrings.
So he saw that she was wearing the earrings and they were Shane's.
Right.
And he said, well, someone as good as you shouldn't have to borrow other people's earrings.
Yeah, it was something like
so
that.
So strange. It didn't make sense either. But you know what else to the earrings? Let's talk about the earrings because I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Mm-hmm. Like, if this was real, and I was in a situation like this, okay? And my friend was spending a lot of money on, I'm trying to get the dynamic right, spending a lot of money on this person, this gift, and then they turn around and like, I knew you wanted these. I'd be like, sure, but go get your money back. This is your future.
She should have done that. She shouldn't have taken the
Do you not take the
They don't even go with the rest of her outfit.
Well, beyond that, they're like they don't go with her. Like
no.
You
it's just
wanted
not her
those
style.
earrings. It's not your style. You're not a money person. Like, just give the earrings back to Keith.
Yeah.
Help him get his money back.
Yeah,
and like totally. I like the line, "You look good in my future." You look good wearing
that
my
was
future.
adorable.
Nice.
Yes, I like that.
And
too.
Here's the thing, I really loved their little dialogue at the very end. Yeah. I like that she says, well, you're stupid. Because that, I think, is probably what 80% of the audience was thinking the entire time. What you said, it's like, how is he so slow that he doesn't know that this girl likes him?
Yeah, it was really...
Yeah. And yeah, so I love when she's like, well, you're stupid. I always knew you were stupid. And I like that. And I thought it was some of Mary Stuart Masterson's best work in the movie was that the ending. And I think it all... I think maybe it took her guard came down, and I was like, and that was much more convincing and just a better scene.
Sure.
But here's what's funny: I rewound it on Amazon Prime, and I timed it from when he walks away from Amanda at the very, very end. How much time from the run he runs down the street after her?
Okay. Yeah.
To the credits. How much time is that? Guess.
I would say probably...
Probably set it up a little too intensely.
Yeah, probably. I would say like 20 seconds.
Oh, no. So it's a minute and a half. Oh. But I was like, wow, that's a fast ending.
Well, I always thought it was a stupid... Because the music starts playing.
It just starts playing.
The music's already playing when he's running. You're like, all right, well, pack up your stuff.
Yeah,
ready to go.
It's super weird.
Question. How does Amanda get home?
She does say it'll feel pretty good just to be on my own. I guess it starts now. She's gonna
So that means she's going to walk all the way to the bridge?
to literally the other side of the tracks.
The other side of the tracks.
The tracks. That's how the movie starts, remember?
So, good luck with that.
Did you notice that, by
Amanda.
the way? I never noticed. I've seen the movie a bunch of times back in the day. He is literally walking on the other side of the tracks. Did you notice?
Oh,
the train
yes.
and the whole thing. And I was like, oh, that's pretty smooth. And I didn't catch it. And then he walks on the side of the tracks, and Amanda is right there. Like, it's just interesting. I thought that
Is
was really
interesting.
interesting. Yeah.
That is interesting. Yeah,
Someone's
that
thinking.
the beginning of that movie always makes me nervous. I'm like, he walks a little too close.
Well,
to
that's
that
so
train.
weird, and that's not unnecessary. It's
Like,
not
why
his,
are you doing
Not
that?
his style.
We never talked about the kiss.
It would never happen in a million years. Who would ever do that with their friend?
Yeah, it would never happen. But I will tell you,
Oh.
I used to love that kiss.
I like his.
I
greasy
thought it
hand
was
on her
so.
butt.
Yeah, and you know what's great about that is, it starts awkward,
Yeah.
right, and then the music. I mean, it was a great scene.
Yeah.
The music starts and it gets louder, or whatever,
Yeah.
more intense, and then you see like his hands not only like on her hips, right, but they start
digging into her butt.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god, it's so passionate.
It's sexual.
And it was like, and then you could tell
Well,
she
her
got freaked out
feet-
about it. She's like, what the?
Well, that.
Yeah.
But right before that, oh, here I go again.
What?
I was going to say she started it. First of all,
Me too. Hashtag me too.
what I'm saying is, she said, kiss me, right? And then she wrapped her legs around his waist.
Oh, yeah.
Before he put his...
Well, she
before he
was taking
did- she
advantage
said,
of the
"Put-"
opportunity.
Right. She said, put your hands on my waist.
Yes.
She's like, do you know your hands go? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, no, you don't. She's like, put them on my waist.
No, he said, it depends. And she goes, no, it doesn't depend. They
Yeah,
go
put
on
them
my
on
waist.
And then she throws her legs around his waist, and that's when he like sort of like squeezes.
Yeah,
her.
it all starts getting
And then it's like, oh,
super
weird.
passionate,
Yeah.
and then it freaked her out a little
And
bit.
she's like, okay, you're cool.
It's like, you're cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I loved that scene.
That
was one of my
is a
favorites.
good scene. It would never happen in real life, but it's a good scene.
Well, not again. Everybody has a past, Brian.
You would practice on Would you ever do that? I don't think you would ever.
I'm just kidding. I would never do that.
Oh my god.
No, because I would never I don't know. No, that would never happen. I would
That's
never.
not
do
a
that.
real thing. I don't know. It's weird. It's like but I feel like a lot of
Although there was
practice
one, so I
kissing.
will tell you no.
Okay.
I did not practice kissing on anybody, but I will say when I was in high school, there was. So I don't even know if I want to broadcast this. No, I'm just kidding. No, it wasn't. It was super innocent, but it was like a friend of the family, and we were not romantically involved. And he was actually moving, and he said he was always curious what it was like, what it would be like to kiss me, and I let him kiss me.
How old was he? 40.
I'm not sure. I think it was actually over. It was past high school. It was probably I was in my early 20s. He was about the same age. So
Wasn't a uncle.
no,
Arthur.
stop it. Stop.
No, not
it.
uncle. No, I was saying Uncle Arthur. Like family ties.
So anyway, so that's
Yeah.
sort of similar, but it didn't end or begin that way, and there was no wrapping of my legs around him or anything. So.
God, I hope
No,
not.
but that was sort of a similar situation. Anyways,
And then I think the only other thing, is that true? I have to say is, again, it's just a logistical thing.
Yeah.
It's right up there with Duncan not knowing that Hardy said beg, is Watts saying, I saw it all. I saw the whole
my
thing from out
gosh!
here. It's like, you are at the end of the fucking driveway.
Yeah.
They're in a house with walls.
There's
The house
no
with walls, girl.
way.
You didn't see jack shit. They're behind a door.
no.
What is she talking
and she
about?
and it was a huge front yard.
He's right. She's at the end of the driveway, and she has a huge front yard.
I
There's
mean,
like 5
there's
cars.
no. Yeah, that was a little stupid.
That's super weird.
to even
So
say that line.
strange.
It was not even necessary.
Right.
To say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just
Yeah, it's very
really
unnecessary.
dumb.
And then I guess I have one more thing. Sorry. How? And maybe I'm just a little naive because I don't know if the look was that much of a look. But how did Amanda know that he liked Watts and that he really wanted to give the earrings to Watts?
I don't know. I mean, that's a great question because
She's like,
they
I
didn't
know.
really see them together much, right?
Right.
I mean, the only time she saw them together was on their date when again, an unrealistic. She's not going to drive. Like, why would she drive? It's so dumb.
Yeah.
That whole thing.
She also says, break his heart, I break your face. That's a great line.
Oh, yeah.
Break his heart, I break your face. And so she knows that they have a good friendship. And then she does see Keith and them looking at each other, but it's not... I don't know. I didn't
maybe that's
and the movie knows
second.
it too because the movie interjects that flashback of them kissing. So even the movie's like they're not. That look is not communicating what we need to communicate. We need to put that flashback in there.
Right.
So I don't know how Amanda was so quick to the jump on that. To be like, give these earrings to her.
Considering how long she stayed with Hardy, I don't imagine she's very quick on that sort of thing. So that was a stretch for sure.
Anything else? Did you like it more or less than before?
I think I liked it more.
Me too.
Only because I was more comfortable with the ending.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I liked it more, and I liked that I kind of forgot that each of the characters you got to learn more about each of the characters. Mm-hmm. So I appreciated that part.
Yeah, I liked it more, and I loved it then. So I think I like it. I think it holds up. It's again, characters they're very fully realized, almost to a fault. But I like that it took high school students quite seriously with their own psychoanalysis, which I think was a big deal in '87.
And the family aspect of it too, with the real
problem
of him not wanting to go to college,
yeah.
and his parents want him, or his father at least,
yeah.
wanted to have him go, and I think that's a real fight that you would have in high school for someone that didn't want to go to college.
And really quick, Maddie Corman's scream when her dad knocks on the window of the classroom. Great, amazing. All right, so are we ready for questions?
We are, yes, for sure.
So I'm going to do an FM.
Jen told me, our friend Jen told me I say for sure a lot, and I'm realizing I really do.
Do you?
I didn't notice it before, but I think I've said it like 100 times during this episode.
For sure. Like a Valley girl?
Well, I don't know if I say it like a Valley girl. Maybe the listeners can pipe in and send an email or something and let me know. But do I say it too much? I kind of feel like I do now.
I have never noticed that.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm glad to hear that.
So, I mean, every time
I'm trying
I know.
Very hard
tough.
not to say it.
So my question is it going to be an FMK, so it's a Fuck, Marry, Kill, featuring the characters of Some Kind of Wonderful.
Yes. This is our match game portion
yes. The match game question portion. Hardy, Jens, Duncan, the father.
Oh!
Keith's father. I know. I'm not giving you Keith. Not giving
Hilarious. That is really funny. Okay, so I forgot about the father.
And by the way, Keith is cute in this movie. I did not remember him being cute last time.
Me too.
I wonder if I
was never an Eric Stoltz.
Well, I wonder if the idea of sexy. Well, sexy changes, right? And change.
For sure. See, I was just saying it again.
We change, fashion changes, tastes change. So it's like in '87, he was considered nerdy and odd looking, and Hardy was considered hot shit. Now,
right.
Keith somehow the looks and the style and the edge. Now it's like, oh no, he is. I think it is safe to say he's universally handsome in this movie. Like he's handsome.
Yes, I agree.
Eric Stoltz. Yeah,
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I think that he is. I feel the same way. I didn't feel that way before. I never really felt like he was that.
No, he's kind of like,
attractive.
This is a geek, plain...
Geeky,
plain kid. Mm-hmm. Go Geeks.
Okay, so...
Yeah. So, Hardy... Right, okay. Hardy, Duncan, and Keith's father.
All right, so...
Okay. Ding.
All right.
That means I'm ready with my answer of how I think Christina will guess.
All right. Well, I'm going to say... All right. I'm sorry, Keith's dad. You're going to have to go.
I think I won.
Keith's dad is all gone.
Yeah.
Hardy. I could never be married to Hardy.
Yay, I won!
So yeah,
I was right.
Be an F Hardy, and I'd marry Duncan. I love Duncan.
Duncan's great. He's a great character.
I love him. I think he's great.
Elias Koteas. I have not followed his career. I do know he was. I think it was in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes, he
years,
was. Yeah. He was. I don't know what else because I looked him up after, and he didn't. He hasn't done much that I know.
I get him sometimes confused with Justin Theroux.
Interesting.
Yeah, I do. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know why either.
But, okay, so do you have a question for me?
I do have a question for you. So my question to you is, if you had a teenage son.
Yeah.
Okay. And you found out
okay.
that he took all of his money out of the bank.
Okay.
Closed out his account.
Yeah.
Thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And he blew it.
Okay.
Okay. What would you do? Would you make him return the earrings and put the money back?
Mm-hmm.
You know where the earrings are.
Mm-hmm.
Get them from Watts.
Yeah.
Have him return it. Or would you, quote, trust him?
Oh, this is an A or a B?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh my
A
God.
or B.
Ding, ding, ding. I mean, what is it? Yeah, I think this is a make or break moment, and weirdly enough, you can't. I don't. So I think everyone knows I don't have children.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would have to trust him. He's 18. He can vote and drive. And I think maybe in 87 he could probably even drink. I think he probably did drink.
No.
No?
No.
It was, okay, 18. So
no, it was
okay, all right, fine. Made a mistake.
You're wrong.
Made a mistake. So he can vote and drink, and he
can't
vote and drive. Sorry, vote and drive. So he's otherwise level-headed. It's money. It's his future. He wants to be an. This is really tough. I think because if I went and got involved, like overly involved, and was like, "Watts, we need the earrings back." Beyond the fact, we'll never get the money back from the
everything else
restaurant.
And the car
caviar
rental.
and the car rental and the museum and God knows what they had to pay the dad, but Duncan's dad to open it up and and also so I don't and probably had to buy clothes. How much? I mean, would the earrings be a lot of money? Probably. I don't know. I think I would just have to trust him. I think I would. I would hope I would be financially savvy enough to have had an emergency little stash for him. Maybe, but maybe
it didn't
not.
Sound like he did.
Didn't sound like it. But I would think I would have gone. I think the fight, like I said before, in the movie, the fight was real. It felt real. I think I would have said all the points the father said. Yeah, it's tough. But I think I'd have to trust and not get the earrings back like a psychopath. You would hope the child comes to his senses. He's 18. He's going to miss that money.
Mm-hmm.
And he's working. He's in art, and he's working at a gas station.
Yeah, he's going to be making tons of money as an artist.
Christina, please.
He's not even going to college, Brian. What are you thinking? He's going to be living on the streets.
I know, but what are you going to do?
On the wrong side of the tracks.
Is it honestly worth it to humiliate my son?
It's not a humiliation.
In front of his
girlfriend.
First,
obviously, I chose the other one for you,
oh,
so it's wrong.
Okay.
But you're wrong. So,
okay.
No, because here's the thing. Yes, okay. It's a different situation. I understand why he did it. He gave it to Amanda Jones, blah blah blah. And if Amanda Jones kept them, I would say fine, whatever. We're not getting the earrings back. But he gave it to Watts. Mm-hmm. Watts would totally understand. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, like, he isn't making the right decision. He made the decision, and whatever. He made his point.
And it's already changed.
Everybody's good. Yeah. Everybody's fine.
Yeah.
Everybody's feeling good about themselves.
Yeah.
But now it's time, a reality check. The reality check is that he earned, God knows how long he had to work to earn the money for those earnings.
Just for our listeners, Christina is pointing her finger and has not stopped pointing her finger for the last 25
because
seconds.
I am a parent.
I know you're inflamed right now.
I'm inflamed and not in a good way. So no, I would definitely make that child return the earrings.
An 18-year-old child.
Yep.
Okay. You heard what I just said.
Definitely. He's not even going to college.
Child.
I almost said she. She's not even going to college. I have a daughter, not a son. So he's not even going to college. Like, what is he going to do for a living? Stay at home for the rest of his life?
Well, hell no. Not in my house.
This is called teaching responsibility and being accountable for your actions.
Part of that conversation then I would have said is, you can't live here. You can't live here after high school. So you need to figure it out. You think you're just going to work at a gas station and paint under my roof and not pay rent? It's like, or I start charging him rent. If he thinks he's that, trust him with money, then I trust you to pay rent. I mean, there are solutions. I just don't know if I could be that person to be like, hey, Watts, my son's a fuck up. I want the earrings back. It's a little much. And I don't know
if maybe you could just paint a horrible picture and be like, all right, well, this is the situation. And you could either get the earrings back.
When you said paint a horrible picture, I was thinking like art.
Like he's going to paint a horrible picture?
Yeah, like the father will paint a picture. And...
All right. Well, I guess that does it for this episode.
Oh my God, it's exhausting.
I'm exhausted. I need a drink.
It's like 4.5 pages. I know. Wow. But hey, Some Kind of Wonderful. I enjoyed it all over again.
I did too. Movie. I would recommend it. I think, and like you said, I think it did hold up.
Would you let Emily watch it at some? And she's not into movies, but like
yeah,
later?
You know what's fun? Yeah, yes, I would let her for sure. Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
I do say it a lot.
You do say it a lot, but the message is, you think, a positive one.
I think so,
There's a few messages, and I think they are.
I mean, she doesn't really... I mean, she's 11, so she's not really in that whole, like different classes and different, the rich and the jocks.
Yeah.
And, she doesn't get that yet.
Yeah.
I don't know if she will. I don't know. It's a little different nowadays. Everybody's all-inclusive of everything, so...
Really, really quick. Thinking about classes, did you see Mary Poppins Returns?
Oh, about 100 times, yes.
Returns?
Mm-hmm. Emily, it's one of our favorite movies.
Oh my God, I'm so glad we're having this conversation. Because it ties into the idea of money. The very end, do you remember what happens? Well, you must remember. With, so remember, so basically spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Mary Poppins Returns, they save the house.
Yes.
Okay. With money that was invested in the bank.
They were stocks. It was stocks certificates, yeah.
Tell me the origin. How did those stocks come to be?
They were given to them from his father was given it to him because he worked at the bank. From Mr. Daw gave them.
Where did how did the money get to Mr. Banks in the first place? They say it in the movie.
I don't know.
Okay. They say that when they were kids, Mary Poppins showed them the bird woman, the Toppins a bag. The father stops them. So after Mary Poppins, the father's with the kids. This is the first movie.
Yeah.
They're walking. And little Michael wants to run and give his money that the dad gave him to the bird woman.
Yeah.
For Toppins a bag, okay? To help her. The father says no, and he is quite the villain in this scene. Mm-hmm. And he's like, no, I'll take that money, I'm taking that money back away from you. And he takes the money away, and he can't give it to the poor homeless woman who's feeding the birds. Christina, that's where that money comes from. Dick Van Dyke says, remember when you were wanting to feed the bird woman and your father stopped you? Mm-hmm. Well, he stopped you and invested that money, and now you're rich. I'm like, what is the moral of this movie?
Gosh.
Don't help the poor.
That's funny.
It ended, and the first thing I said to Carl, I was like, so the moral of the story is don't help the poor? And Carl's like, he's like, that was my first thought. That is such a weird message.
That is so funny. I never picked up on that.
Next time you see it, it's super weird. Anyway, and on that note.
All right. So this was
Brian
Some Kind of Wonderful.
And Christina in Some Kind of Wonderful.
Yes, and that's the episode for today.
Thanks for listening. Please subscribe to Old Roommates on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, and wherever you listen to podcasts. And give us a rating or review while you're there. And if you have an idea for the show, a suggestion, comment, email us at oldroommatespod@gmail.com.
And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Old Roommates. This is Christina.
And this is Brian.
Thanks again for listening. Till next time.